Hello, welcome to my biochar video. This is my first try at making biochar at a kind of medium scale, a little bit bigger than your backyard biochar, but not on an industrial scale. So what I've done, quite simply, is created a box consisting of sheet metal roofing and metal fence posts, and I've put some temperature probes in it. If you can see it right here, but I've basically attached the probe to a fence post and buried the sensor line and run it out here to my temperature probe box. And I'm going to fill this with wood. I've got some wood to get started with over here, and there's lots of wood laying around the forest here. I also have 2 extra sheets of roofing that fit over the top of this. So if the temperature gets too high, I can cover the top of it with sheet metal and starve it for oxygen somewhat and lower the temperature. I also have some containers of water here, and I have a pond and a bucket so I can quench it at the end of the process. The goal is to maintain a temperature of approximately 500 degrees Celsius, not let it get higher than that, and try to maintain it as close to that as possible so that it'll produce biochar. And I'm going to control the temperature. Initially, I'm going to do it by adding the rate at which I add fuel, and we'll see how it goes. The concept here is to build something that will work in a forestry scale. So this is obviously too small. This is just a trial here. But the goal is to get it to something the size of maybe like a storage container that can be dropped at a forestry site after the logging's been done, in which there are these very large piles of debris at the processing sites where they process the trees. And these are either left to rot or they are burned. But either way, the carbon ends up going back into the atmosphere. If you can biochar it on site, you can spread it on the soil there, and we'll augment the soil, and we'll also sequester the carbon. But it has to be on site because the cost of transporting that debris to some kind of central location would defeat the purpose and would be cost prohibitive. So I'm trying to figure out if there's a way to do this on a scale of a logging site that can be done on site. All right, so I've just started this with a small amount of wood here, and it seems to be heating up pretty fast. So I'm at 376 degrees already. That's one side. The other side is 338, so pretty similar. And this is just a couple minutes in here, so I may actually have to cover this right off the bat. Okay, so it heated up pretty fast again. So I've covered it again. It got up to 570 or so. Now it's going back down. So covering it does seem to work. It's just kind of takes a lot of attention. Okay, so covered it, uncovered it. It's holding at about, well, now it's heating up fast. All right, I'm gonna close it up a little more. Okay, so now I've got it mostly covered. Temperature is 610 and going down slowly. So I'm gonna let it burn like this until it gets down So maybe 400 degrees, and then I'll pop it open and see what I got and maybe add some more fuel. All right, so it's been going for a few minutes now. It's holding pretty much at 500. Yep, and as you can see, it's got that kind of deep orange flame in there. Not a whole lot of smoke, and the smoke is pretty clean or clear. So I'm gonna let it stay like this until it cools down. But it's been going for several minutes now, and it's been pretty stable right where I was trying to get it. So far so good. So it's been maybe 10 minutes now. Still going. The temperature actually went up a bit. Got up as high as about 630. Now it's at 569, going down slowly on one side. On the other side is cooler. So everything seems to be going fine. Gonna let it cool down some more, and then add some fuel. Okay, after adding the new fuel, the temperature's peaked at about 700 and is now going back down. Okay, the second load of fuel has been burning for about 30 minutes now. It briefly spiked up at the beginning to about 700 degrees and then came down fairly rapidly to about 500 and stayed there for quite a while. And now it's drifting down. It's currently at 370 degrees. So, and it's kind of been hanging out there. It's not going any further down. So I'm going to go ahead and add some more fuel to it. So this is what it looks like right now. Doesn't look like a lot of biochar. Looks like mostly ash. Well, maybe there. Oh yeah, look at that. All right. Alright, so this time on the second fuel load, it very slowly increased. It peaked about 600 degrees, and now it's slowly going back down. So I didn't see that initial spike up to 700 this time, probably because I loaded the fuel at a lower temperature. It's continuing to burn. Got clear smoke and fairly steady temperature. Okay, so I've been burning my second load of fuel here for over 30 minutes, and everything was going fine, and then all of a sudden I got a temperature spike on one of the temperature strokes, the one on the far side. It's now at 770, and it's holding there. So I don't know why it's doing that, but I'm gonna go ahead and quench it and try to figure it out, because I don't want to have it sustain at a high temperature, or it would burn off the biochar. Alright, this is what it looks like. And that actually dropped the temperature. I spread the coals around a little bit. And it's going, oh, it's holding there. It's at 7:15. So yeah, I'm gonna quench it. Okay, so I've poured several buckets of water on it. That's stopped the fire. So this is what it looks like. You can tell it's still smoldering, so I'm gonna let it cool down for a few minutes, and then I'll dump some more water on it. Make sure all the burning is stopped. Okay, so this is what I've got. I have put out the fire, and you can see here, this is the biochar. 3 inches. Well, I think that's deeper than that. Anyway, seems to have worked.